Hello again. This is Dr. Dawn Stranges with your love stream for today. Today we're going to talk about divine interventions and how they play hide and seek on you. So, first of all, I wanted to ask you if you've experienced some situation where you said, what I really need here is a divine intervention. Usually at some juncture in your life where you're thinking to yourself, I don't know how I can possibly resolve this problem. So what many of us do is then say, we'll say a prayer or we'll, ask for some kind of a divine intervention. Because innately we know that there is a solution out there. It's just that mentally we haven't come upon that solution yet. And so, I'd be interested if you want to share if you've experienced that. And then if an intervention did arrive and what that felt like. Now, if you haven't had that experience, then maybe we better brush up on your manifesting skills, because that's a very interesting part of life. And I want you to be thinking about what would you really like to manifest, because you have to build an energetic structure that's in the field around you. What you're carrying around is an information field, your aura. And that builds what is going to happen both in circumstances in your life as well as in your body. So, thus, the importance of being positive and making plans for what you'd really like. Now, if you have experienced, or even if you haven't, this divine intervention in your life, for me, it feels like I'm really loved. And it feels supportive. And I just want you to think about, if you've had that experience, what does that feel like to you? One of the movies that really highlights that experience is It's a Wonderful Life. And that was with Jimmy Stewart, and that was actually his favorite movie of all the movies he made. That's very spiritually oriented, about, again, somebody that's in a jam. There's apparently no way out of it. And then circumstances just happen as a divine intervention. There's even an angel in it. So we respond to those kind of movies, those books, and those reminders, I think, because we happen to know that is part of life. Now, ordinarily in our everyday life, we end up getting drawn away or distracted by this and that and the other things, all the to-do lists and all the things that we have to handle. My effort is to attempt to be in that realm of being able to be mindful that there's more out there in other dimensions, and especially beyond the mental reckoning of what needs to happen in life. So, one of the reasons that I'm doing the love streams is because I can say it for myself, and it might be for you as well. We need reminders to stay in that loving place, to stay in the positive place, to stay where we want to go rather than looking backwards about where we've been and anything less than love. Okay, so this is your reminder today to stay in the positive and to make some room in your life for divine intervention. And usually that goes beyond anything that you can noodle out in your head. I also wanted to tell you that in my way of viewing things, there are two different types of divine interventions. The one that we mentioned was a direct one, something like I need help, and then things materialize and there's a resolution to the problem. But there's another kind of divine intervention, and that is the indirect kind. And that's the one that likes to play hide and seek on you. It's usually something in your life that happens that may not be immediately identified as a wonderful divine intervention. And I'm laughing because one of the in Native American mythology, or I hate to call it mythology, in their belief system, their spirit world has different medicine that the different animals and plants and stones, even and trees, bring to us. Coyote medicine is, he's the trickster. He's the type of guy that brings you these divine interventions that play hide and seek, that are difficult to identify. So, and sometimes they can kind of shake you up. Like, for instance, a car accident might be a signal that you're going in the wrong direction in life. These divine interventions, I'm just reminding myself and you, anybody who wants to think about it like this, that we tend to label things and judge them as they happen in our lives. But maybe there's a deeper meaning in there. Before we slap that judgment on there, that was a terrible thing, let's just hold it. Let's just hold it in love and say, okay, maybe there's a message here. Maybe this isn't really a horrible thing, even though it's not what I wanted. And maybe bringing to light something that I need to know to grow. So let's just entertain that idea. I'd also like you to just take a moment and I want you to think back in your life about something that seemed like even perhaps a terrible tragedy that ended up really giving you gifts beyond what you could have imagined. For instance, somebody that's in high school maybe doesn't get accepted at the university they wanted to, which is heartbreaking at the moment. Or even a relationship ends, and especially when you're younger, it seems like it's, the end of your world. Well, it could usher in a whole new life. Maybe that university wasn't the right one, and maybe the divine had people in other places and other careers that would open up in a different place. So just give that a few moments of thought, if you will. And it would be very enlightening, I think, if we shared and commented about some of these things in each of our lives that have impressed us, because that inspires other people to start thinking and feeling in these ways too, and be positive. So thank you so much. I've very much enjoyed your comments and that you're sharing and viewing these love streams. And it's all about spreading the love. So think about that. Report on love in action below in your divine interventions. So have a wonderful day. Make sure to put the fun in it and report below. Love to all of you guys, and thank you so much. Take good care now. Bye-bye.